Reports this evening suggest that Adrian Rabiot has rejected a contract offer from Liverpool as he is desperate to sign for Manchester United this summer. Fulham set to submit a second bid for McTominay. And what will Manchester United do with Antony? These are some of the stories we will be discussing on this evening's show. But before we get into that, please smash a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get straight on into it. So I want to start off by talking a little bit about Antony. Obviously, we brought you the story last night that apparently Besiktas are in talks with Manchester United over a shock summer signing of Antony. I've been thinking about this all day, and I just don't understand how this would happen. Besiktas' biggest ever transfer was 10 million euros. So unless they think that they can get Antony for 10 million euros, which, to be fair, maybe that's what they think, and I don't think you could laugh it off. He's probably only worth about 20 million, so it's a starting point. I just don't understand how Besiktas think they can pull this one off. I don't. If it was a PSG or a Dortmund or a Juventus, you might think, they probably will have the money that we need in order to convince that deal through. But yeah, Besiktas and Antony, unless it's a loan move, I don't really understand how that deal can happen. Obviously, we'll wait and see, though. You never know in football. As it stands, though, apparently Antony wants to stay at Manchester United. He wants to fight for his place. If Mazraoui signs, which it looks like he will, you never know. Maybe Antony and Mazraoui will rekindle their relationship that they had at Ajax. They were unbelievable together at Ajax, Mazraoui and Antony. So maybe that's what Erik ten Hag are thinking. Maybe they see this 100 million euro problem in Antony and they think we have to do something here, because selling him for 10 million euros, although some of you will probably be screaming at the screen saying, get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him, selling a player that we bought for 100 million euros 2 years later for 10 million isn't very good business, let's be honest. And for Manchester United, although this is an unpopular opinion, the best thing that we can possibly do is try and make Antony work or loan him out and hope that either of those things happen, and then maybe we can sell him in the future for maybe half of the amount we spent. But yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with Antony. I don't know. I would like Antony to be moved on, but I just think for 10 million euros, it's just not going to happen, is it? It's laughable, isn't it? But yeah, you can let me know what you guys think about that one in the comment section below. There's a quick story I want to bring you about Sofyan Amrabat as well. This is coming up from Sky Sports, that apparently Manchester United are in talks with Fiorentina over a deal for Sofyan Amrabat. Apparently, this is considered separate to the Manuel Ugarte deal. So it looks like Manchester United want to sign 2 central midfielders this summer. Amrabat is available for as little as £10 million. I think it's a no-brainer. I think we have to go and get that deal done, because at the moment, our midfield is weaker than it was last year. Think about it logically. Like, we've lost Amrabat. Donny van der Beek's gone. I know Donny didn't really play, but he has still gone. We've lost 2 players in that midfield area, right? And we haven't bought anybody. Arguably, Toby Collier's been promoted to the first team, so that's a positive. But still, we are short in that midfield area. And I think if you can bring in Amrabat for 10 million, I think it's a really, really good business. I do. We got 11.5 million for Willy Camboala, right? Use that money to go and buy Amrabat. We need strength in that midfield. And if PSG are holding out for 70 million euros for Manuel Ugarte, and it means that we need to sell players in order to buy him, then go and get Amrabat just so you have that protection. Because our first game against Man City in the Community Shield is a week on Saturday. And at the moment, it's going to be Casemiro playing in that game. And that makes me worried. It does. But yeah, Amrabat to Manchester United, I would sign him for 10 million. I think it's an absolute no-brainer. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on that one as and when we get more news. But keeping on the topic of midfielders, this is coming out from Sky Sports again, saying that apparently Fulham are set to submit a second bid for Scott McTominay. They had a bid rejected 2 weeks ago of £17 million plus add-ons. Manchester United are reportedly asking for £30 million plus add-ons for McTominay. He's got 1 year left of his current contract, so Manchester United finds themselves in a position where either they give him a new deal now at the age of 27, or they sell him. 100% profit, and selling McTominay would open the door to so many transfers this summer, because he's come through the youth academy. We've never paid a transfer fee for him, and that £30 million would be straight profit. And it would go a long, long way. So for me personally, if we can get 30 million for McTominay, I would take that in a heartbeat. I know some people like him. I know he's come through the youth academy. I know he works hard and, he'd die for the badge and all of that stuff. But is he good enough for Manchester United? I'm not convinced. And I think giving him a new contract at the age of 27, probably on bigger wages on a 4-year deal, doesn't make much logical sense. He's only going to go downhill from here, realistically. Like, he's not going to start improving now. So, yeah, for me personally, McTominay to Fulham, we have to get this one over the line. And it's these types of deals that I'm going to be really judging Dan Ashworth and Ineos on. It's their ability to get rid of these players that have been hanging around for, in my opinion, too long. You know, they got rid of Varane. That was a questionable decision, but maybe the right one. They got rid of Martial. That was a good decision. Obviously, they got rid of Donny van der Beek and some others as well. They've done well in the outgoing so far, but it's going to be people like Lindelof, McTominay, Maguire. Those are the ones that I'm really going to judge this window on, because if we start next season with Lindelof and Maguire as our backup centre-backs and McTominay as our backup midfielder, we're going to be battling for top 6 again. You know, we're not going to be challenging. We're not going to probably even get top 4. And that's not being negative. It's being realistic. So, yeah, if they want to have a big summer, they want to give Erik ten Hag the tools to play the style of football he wants to play, people like McTominay and Lindelof and Maguire need to go, because they don't suit that style of football. They would suit another team. At Fulham, McTominay would do an amazing job. Maguire would do an amazing job there. Lindelof at Fenerbahce would do an amazing job. But at Manchester United, in a possession-based dominating team, those players aren't suitable. So yeah, that's my take on that. But you can let me know your thoughts on McTominay in the comment section below. And then the final story I've got for you on this evening's show is on Adrian Rabiot. So this is coming out from a very reliable Italian Juventus journalist. And he is reporting this evening that Adrian Rabiot has apparently rejected a contract offer from Liverpool because he is desperate to join Manchester United. Now, I know Rabiot is a very, very controversial one. Some people love him, some people hate him. I want you to let me know, should Manchester United sign Adrian Rabiot? It's a free transfer. There's no transfer fee. I'm sure there'll be some sort of signing on bonus that we have to pay the player and his mother, who's the agent. Obviously, it's going to be big wages. Apparently, he's asking for around 200k a week. But when you think that Donny van der Beek was on 150k and he's gone, can we justify it? I think we probably could. And I did a calculation a couple of days ago, right? Where if you add up all of the players that we have let go of this summer, and you add up all of their wages, it comes to nearly £1 million a week in wages we've saved so far this window, when you compare the new signings we've got versus the signings that have left. £1 million a week. So our wage bill is down by about £50 million, which is honestly absolutely astronomical, isn't it? Like, I've got the stats up here. So our wage bill at the moment is £173 million, right? Which is obviously a hell of a lot, don't get me wrong. And then you compare that with last year, and it's £213 million. So we've managed to slice a lot of money off our wages here. And if bringing in someone like Rabiot on 200 grand a week, which is about 10 million a year, is an option, I think at this stage we've got to do it. Because the way the window's going, if we genuinely need to sell to buy, which I actually don't believe, I think it's a tactic from Ineos to get rid of the deadwood. But let's just carry on with that narrative that we need to sell to buy, because that's what we're being told, you know? We have to sell Wan-Bissaka to get Mazraoui. We have to sell McTominay to get Ugarte, whatever. That's what we're being told, isn't it? I personally just think that Ineos are trying to get rid of those players first before they then go and buy their replacements. Because obviously if you sign Mazraoui, no one's going to give you any decent money for Wan-Bissaka. If you sign Ugarte and then say that you want to sell McTominay, Fulham are going to say, we'll give you 15 million, take it or leave it. So I understand why they're doing it in this order, but if there is a chance that we're going to start the season without a new midfielder, go and get Rabiot. If he wants to join Manchester United, he wants to play in the Premier League. He supposedly just rejected Liverpool. We've been linked to Rabiot for years and years and years and years. John Murtagh and Richard Arnold flew to Turin last summer. They tried to agree a deal with the player's agent, but he couldn't get it over the line. This is their chance. Is he my dream signing? No, but I think in the current situation we're in at the moment and how weak our midfield looks, especially when you go to the bench. Like, our bench at the moment is McTominay, Hannibal and Eriksen. Those are the midfield options on our bench. And can you honestly put your hand on your heart and tell me that you wouldn't rather Rabiot is on the bench versus any of those people? I would take Rabiot over Hannibal, I'd take him over Eriksen, and I'd take him over McTominay any day of the week. So for me personally, if he's desperate to come to Manchester United, I would do the deal. You know, I would. I think he's a decent backup option. Experienced, obviously French international, won the World Cup. Maybe give him like a 2-year contract. Nothing crazy. He's 29. But we do need some experience in that squad, especially if Eriksen leaves, Hannibal leaves, and McTominay leaves. So that's my take on that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to smash a like and subscribe before you leave. This has been Daily Red Devil. I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.